The recent list of fastest growing privately held companies was released by Inc. 5000, and 10 of those companies are based right here in Chattanooga. We give you a quick rundown of the top 10 here on Chat Room. All right, welcome back to Chat Room. I'm with my co-host,
John.
And I'm Michael, and today we're going to discuss 10 of the fastest growing privately held companies in the U.S. And where are they based? Right here in our fair city of Chattanooga. So we're pulling this both from Inc. 5000, who compiled the original list, and from Nougat Today, who nicely broke it down into the top 10. And let me go ahead and ask you, John, I've not shared the list with you. Is there a certain type of company that you would suspect would be the fastest growing?
I've heard a lot of good things about the logistic companies in Chattanooga, and I know one of them being KCH. I have a few friends that work there, so I know that they're kind of doing big things. One of my friends from PNC Construction works there now. I think two guys from my fraternity in college work there, and I've heard that they're growing huge. I know they're based in Knoxville and Nashville, so I know that's one of the companies. I don't know if that's privately held though, but I heard they're doing big things. So a lot of logistic companies, I know Steam Logistics is doing big things as well too. And I have a few friends that work there too. So I would say the logistics world.
Well, your inclination is correct. And also, I feel I need to get out more. You have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But seriously, yeah, you're pretty spot on. So, in fact, it's not going to be the top 10, 9, 8 or so, but like after a certain point, it's almost all logistics. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start with number 10, and this is on the overall 5,000 list. It's 2,441, but in Chattanooga, it's number 10, and that's Workhound, and that is a human resources company, and they have experienced 237% growth, which I didn't have time to fully delve into all of these. So yeah, if I didn't recognize what it was right off, I wasn't necessarily going to go further, but I can already guess that like so many businesses over the last couple of years, whether they've just scaled down or they've had to rely more on services, in the same way that individuals have relied on telehealth. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are relying on human resources companies that aren't based in their physical place and are used as contractors. So I'm pretty much guessing that's what Workhound does. So not too surprising that is there. Do you know anything about Workhound? Totally okay if you don't.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I like the name, but I like any name that has like a dog or something like that related. So
right.
Number 9 is Reliance Partners, and that is an insurance company. Overall, they're at 2,138, and they have experienced 278% growth.
Man.
This is another one I'm kind of familiar. I've just heard the name, but it's insurance, so I'm not really sure like what about them specifically has enabled them to grow a lot more. Is that one you're also anyway familiar with?
I've heard of them, but I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah. Well, insurance is the kind of thing that always seems to do well. And for those who don't know Chattanooga, we have a lot of insurance companies here. So not really too surprising that that is a world in Chattanooga that will continue to grow.
Right, yeah.
All right, number 8, SAI Interactive. And they are education. And they have 289% growth. And overall, we're about to crack the top 2,000. We're not quite there yet, but they are at 2,071 on the overall list. And this is a company that deals with STEM, which is science, technology, education, and math. Or you might be engineering. I always get the STEM thing wrong. But they are working to provide different career options, just working with a lot of education kind of spaces. And honestly, like I did look them up, but they did so much, it was kind of hard to really be like, this is what this company does in a sentence.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know anything about SAI Interactive? And I promise at some point I'm going to ask you and you're going to have a yes.
Yeah.
But I understand again if not yet.
No, I've never really been in that genre of like what the workforce. So no, I don't know anything about them.
No worries. All right. Number 7. And I'm going to spell it out because I'm pretty sure that's how they would want to do it. But I feel like Cardi B would want me to say it another way, and that's WAP, Sustainability Consulting. Mm-hmm. And they are an environmental services firm, and they have grown at 289%, and they are at 2,067, so just shy of the last group. And yeah, I mean, they say on their website, consider us your outsourced sustainability department, and sustainability is basically, in layman's terms, trying to be more eco-friendly, environmentally conscious. There's a lot of things to that, and it's something that has already been a big push in a lot of places, especially Chattanooga, which is a city that famously was a very industrialized, polluted city and has now tried to literally clean up their act. So not too surprising, again, that this is a growth area. I know some of the recent legislature that's been passed from the Inflation Reduction Act, had a lot of like clean energy kind of boost involved. So yeah, again, kind of a growth area, and kind of interesting. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume you don't know anybody in WAP Sustainability Consulting. I mean, WAP Sustainability Consulting.
Nope, but it sounds like a pretty great company. I have it pulled up right here, so it's good to hear that they're doing big things. Shout out to them.
Yeah. All right. Going down the list further, and number 6 is KCH Transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, it's like somebody mentioned them before. That's right. You, John.
Yep.
And congrats to them because they broke the 2,000. They are the 1,995th fastest growing in the United States privately held companies. They do logistics and transportation, and they are at 302% growth, which, yeah, I mean, you were right, John. Talk about logistics just boosting. I mean, there are like 5 companies above it, and they're doing 302% growth.
That's crazy.
So, right?
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But logistics is a big thing in our world, with it. You can order stuff and it'd be at your doorstep in less than 24 hours sometimes. So to keep that sustainable, I think logistic companies moving into that business is only going to make that more of a powerful tool for American citizens. So
yeah, and it's kind of one of those things too where supply chain issues has made it all the more important to have really good companies get a handle of this,
right,
so that they can solve all those issues. Mm-hmm. So very cool.
Very big space to manage.
Oh yeah. All right, number 5, and the theme is pretty much going to continue almost the whole rest of the way, spoiler alert. But this is Logistics. So it's logistics with a capital X at the end. They do logistics and transportation. They are 1,993, so literally just 2 down, and 328% growth. Do you know anything about network transport specifically? I mean, obviously they're in the same world.
Right. I just know that they're a logistics company in Chattanooga. I don't know anyone that personally works there, so I don't know much about them. But I mean, I would assume that they do very similar good work to KCH.
Yeah, seems like it. So they are just slightly edging, the other 2 out, but they're moving on up. All right, another one coming in at number 4, and overall 1,858. That's network transport. Also, logistics and transportation, 328% growth. So that's over the 303% growth of logistics. So again, just moving up with each one. And I feel like the network transport name is familiar, but again, I, unlike you, apparently don't hardly know anybody that works in these. So the only thing I remember thinking about them was I did check them out and I like their website. So as something that matters to me, props.
Right.
But do you know anybody that works at Network by chance?
No.
That's all right. You can't know everybody, but
right. And if I do, I'm sorry I didn't call you out, but
yeah. All right. Number 3 is one that is actually the image they are using for the Nougat Today article is of the facade of this building and its sign, and that's text request. So this is the first telecommunications one of the bunch. They've had 398% growth. They're 1,598 overall, and they have had a lot of articles written about them locally and local media, local press. So it's one that basically has realized that people don't like to call anymore. They don't like to leave voicemails, but they need to text. They want to text internal clients, external clients, and companies, and they are there to help. So, they're basically taking our introversion and turning it into successful company growth.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's probably one of the bigger stories. I think there's one above that's equally as big as far as this is not normally a world I know. You're definitely the business guy between the two of us. But if I've heard a lot about these companies, that says a lot.
Right.
So, yeah, and they are definitely one of them. All right, number 2, Trident Transport, Logistics and Transportation. Again, 954 overall. So we are in the top 1,000 fastest growing privately held companies in the U.S. at this point. 677% growth.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I like the name because it makes me think of Little Mermaid. I'm sure there's no relation. But, Trident, that's fun. Otherwise, I know they have a cool downtown Chattanooga office. But yeah, I'm not as familiar with them, but their website made it look like they are a really fun company. They're clearly emphasizing just kind of the youth of their employees, but also just kind of the casualness. They're showing pictures of people just smiling and, just hanging out again in those cool downtown offices. Like a workplace is really trying to emphasize that vibe too, when a key part of their video on their website is cornhole playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they do a lot of that. Do you know anybody at Trident, or are you familiar with that company?
I know somebody at that company. I don't remember their name. I probably shouldn't even say their name if I remember their name, but I know somebody that works there. I just don't know who it is at the top of my mind.
Yeah, but that's all right. But yeah, next
I've heard
time
logistics is a fun atmosphere to get into, like just in the office. I heard there's a lot of downtimes, and they tend to have fun in there. So, and they also tend to grow their company very well. So it's not like they're not working, but that's pretty cool, if you can be one of the top growing companies in Chattanooga and possibly the world, and also have a fun office experience. So it sounds like a lot of people would love to get into that industry.
Yeah, I would say so. And, I think you're talking about, like a fun work environment. Google's prided itself on that. I'm not going to say which company, but a friend of mine actually, their company was recognized with this honor in another Tennessee city, and they are very much a company that loves to play as much as they work. So, yeah, it makes sense that a work culture like that would be able to bring, especially Chattanooga, we're bringing a lot of young, smart people, with skills and good educations, coming to work for them. So it makes sense that they kind of bring all that together for success. So,
right.
All right. Now, do you have any guess at what the number 1 company is? I haven't said it yet.
I'm gonna guess. Wait, you haven't said Steam Logistics yet.
I have not.
Okay, so they've got an awesome building being planned right now downtown Chattanooga. It's gonna be amazing. I know multiple people that work there would say, since the other logistic companies are doing so well, and that's kind of one of the logistic companies you hear anywhere you go, people are always talking about it, the development for the company, the growth. So I'm going to go with a big fat guess of Steam Logistics.
Oh, ding, ding. You were right. Because, they're number 1, 1,177% growth.
They're moving weight over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that a lot down there, apparently.
Yeah.
And they are 531 overall fastest growing company, which is already insane, by the way. That means there's 530 companies that are growing more than 1,000%. But yeah, it's super exciting. You mentioned their new property downtown. It's just so cool. And you're right. Again, even I'm reading all about Steam and the moves they're making. So yeah, they are above and beyond kind of just one of the biggest companies that we have right now that is really putting Chattanooga on the forefront of logistics and transportation, but just in general too. So it's really exciting, and it'd be cool, since you have these connections, maybe we'll have to talk to some people sometime and, see if we can get just kind of like a clue of what their success is, because, now I want to know so much more about this company. That's really exciting.
Right. Yeah. Well, for sure, man. We'll do some research. We're in the process of getting more equipment, finding out where our future studio might be. So stay tuned. We're gonna be big. So if you're here now, stay in touch.
Yeah, be prepared for our 1,177% growth.
And
see where we can go. So, but yeah, very cool. Thanks to Inc. 5000 for that list. Nougat Today always do a lot of great work. So for highlighting these awesome local companies. If you are interested in any other companies, maybe you're in a different area, you got something you want us to talk about, leave a comment. As always, like and subscribe, and we're out.
See you.